everybody, and welcome to our Your Reality Recaps Survivor Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers Episode 5 recap. I am Dancing Amy, and I am here to go over the episode from last night. So you can always join us here on Thursday nights, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern, but make sure you check out all of our Survivor content at yourrealityrecaps.com/survivor. That has all of our past recaps as well as our Survivor blogs, and all of our past shows and blogs from past seasons as well. So definitely check it out. Also, if you want to support everything that we do here at Your Reality Recaps, including covering other shows, you can always become a patron by going to yourrealityrecaps.com/patron or doing a one-time only donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. So, episode 5. The episode was titled, "The Past Will Eat You Alive." And this episode definitely had a lot of ups and downs. And it kind of changed my opinion on some people, I will admit. I definitely, yeah. I'm starting to like Ben a little bit more. I think that's just because I'm buying into the editors a little bit. And I'm also not really liking Cole anymore, but I didn't really like Cole that much to begin with. But I think the editors are throwing Cole under the bus a lot. Yes. Annie says, "Can we talk about Cole's eating habits?" Yes, we absolutely will talk about those. I'm also not really a big Chrissy fan either. Crystal B says, "I'm not really a Chrissy fan." Yeah, I'm kind of jumping off the Chrissy train. So, yeah. But we'll just kind of go through the episode a little bit, and we will make sure to touch on Cole and Ben and all of that good stuff. So at the beginning, we kind of jump back into post-tribal council where on the Blue Beach, that is Levu, and they're just going over how after Alan had just been voted out, my one thing that really stuck out to me from that scene is when Ashley said to Joe, "I knew that you were crazy, but I didn't know that you were crazy and smart." Ashley, I don't know how good of a thing it is to tell somebody that you think that they're crazy in Survivor. Like, even if you think that they are, you'd say that in a confessional. I mean, obviously, Ashley and Joe were not going to work together moving forward, but still, that's just blatantly telling Joe to his face, "I am never going to work with you." So I thought, I was just like, oh no. That was a bad thing to say. But apparently Ashley had like no idea that the idol really was even an option. Even though they had actually talked about it earlier in the day. I don't know. But yeah, Joe's plan worked to make them put the votes on him. And good job, Joe. Then we get over to the next day, the Red Beach, which is Yawa. I am going to try to actually use the real names of the tribe so we can start learning them. So at Yawa Beach, there was the fire, and in the fire there was a piece of bamboo, and started like popping, and it made a really loud noise. And that kind of, as Ben said, it put him in a bad spot. It triggered his PTSD, and we get this really heartfelt segment, which definitely kind of makes me think they wouldn't be doing this. Every person out there, I think it's a really great segment. I think that segment alone of Ben talking about his PTSD and the fact that, he's a vet and everything, that right there is my number one signal that Ben's going far in this game. Because they've had vets on before, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's the first one. And everybody out there has a story. People have sob stories. People have things that are going to connect with the audience. But usually when you get this heartfelt, touching story with the swelling music, that's something that is meant to connect with the audience, because this is somebody who's going to stick around for a long time. So you want the audience to connect with that person. So when I say that I'm buying into the editors, that's what I mean. I bought into it. That made me like Ben all season long. If you've been around with these recaps, I haven't really liked Ben that much. But this kind of turned him around for me a little bit. So I guess, yeah, I think I better start getting on the Ben train a little bit. Yes, Rod Carson says Caleb was a vet. So that is true. Caleb was a vet, and Caleb had enough drama of his own with getting medevaced and almost dying. So I think, I don't think he needed anything like that. But Annie says, I felt for Ben because of that. It does appear that production wants the viewers to like him. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. So, but I mean, it is definitely something that in this day and age, with everything happening in the world, it is a good thing for people to talk about. It's PTSD, mental illness, anything like that is something that doesn't get talked about on mainstream television enough. So I'm all for it. Good on them. So awesome. And then that's all that we get really before the reward challenge. But the reward challenge, I have to say, I loved the reward challenge. I was just cracking up the entire time. I had to actually watch it twice, because the first time I was just laughing the whole time. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I know that they've done this challenge before, but or a version of it. They did it last season with the Millennials versus Gen X. But I just, I loved it. I would never want to do it myself. It looks very difficult. But it just absolutely is hilarious to watch them little squirm like a little worm. Oh, goodness. And then when we saw Ryan losing the ball, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Oh, goodness. And then JP picking Ryan up and plopping him down on the mat. Poor Ryan. Jan Solo says, poor Ryan, though. Yes, exactly. Diane, BB Feeds fan, says, Ryan gets my props for trying so hard. Absolutely. He tried very hard. He also failed very hard as well. But yeah, this is the the challenge last season that in Millennials versus Gen X, where, oh gosh, who was it? The cop lost his shorts and just kept going with them on. I can't remember his name. Brett lost his shorts. That's the only reason I remembered that. Because, yeah. Anyways, so they have done it before, but it absolutely is hilarious. But it was the start of the Levu, the blue team, is apparently a challenge beast now. I don't understand. Apparently getting rid of Alan makes them really great at challenges, and I thought Alan was actually pretty good at challenges, so I don't know what happened, but getting rid of Alan makes them really great, apparently. Because they just absolutely smoked everybody else on that, by a long shot. And so they got coffee, pastries, and tea. And then Yawa, the red team, got second place. And they got a little bit of iced coffee. Crystal B says, I think they really just wanted the coffee, rolls, and tea. It's very possible. At that point, I mean, they were on day, 12, I think. Going that long without coffee or tea or caffeine of any sort. At that point, you're just sitting there thinking, ooh, that sounds really good. Really, really good. So I probably would try really hard also. I'll be honest. Maxwell's mom says, coffee is not a good idea on Survivor, though. Without toilet paper. That's what the ocean is for. That's what the ocean is for. They just go in the ocean. That's just what they do. But let's see. After the reward challenge, we go. Oh, I'm not playing Survivor. Max's mom says, I'm not hanging out at your beach, Amy. Oh, don't worry. I am not playing Survivor, so you don't have to worry about hanging out at my beach. Oh, goodness. So after the reward challenge, we see the beginnings of, or we see what was kind of plugged after last week's episode, where you see Ashley and Devin are talking to each other, and they say that it's basically they are going to be loyal to each other, and they need to pull Desi over to vote with them and vote out Joe if they go to tribal, or it's going to go to Rocks. And yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen if they do go to tribal before the merge. Desi would be silly to go to Rocks for Joe. But they didn't go to tribal, so maybe next week. But yes, considering they had talked about the possibility of going to Rocks in the next week on, kind of assumed it wasn't going to happen this week. Then we jump over to Soko Beach, the yellow beach, and the one thing that I kind of did like about this after the reward challenge, Ryan is, apologizing for messing up the reward challenge, and like nobody's angry with him at all for messing up. They're just all completely supportive of him, which I don't know if it's just because they're not that far in the game yet, or they're still a pretty new tribe. I don't really know, because usually people are pretty upset when you lose even a reward challenge. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. And I don't know if it was just because it was Ryan. But yeah, they just all were like, it's all right, whatever. Our Town says, note to self, I have to start watching Survivor. Our Town, yes, you do. You need to watch Survivor, because then you can enjoy the recap shows with us. Max's mom says, like he said, social game. Yes. Well, it kind of also is a little bit of the same tone. And a little bit of same tone at later as well. Like, and we've kind of also seen this all season even, where the person who loses the challenge, if there's a blatant person losing the challenge, they usually don't, it doesn't really make them the person that is like voted out for it. So, because like when Patrick lost the challenge for the Red Tribe, like it just, I don't know. It isn't always, they don't always pay for it. So, and yes, Our Town, this is the episode 5 recap. So you can catch up. It's not that bad. You'll want to go through them all real quick anyways. It's fun. But yeah, so at this point in the episode, it's like the first time all season that Rourke gets a confessional, like a strategic confessional. And I know all of you guys have been asking all season, who is Rourke? Why, like, did you think that she could win? She actually is very strategic. They just haven't been showing her all season. And so as soon as she got her very first, like, actual, here, I'm smart and I know what I'm talking about, I was like, oh no, this is not a good sign. But it kind of clued us in a little bit onto what was going on at Healer Beach. The first couple of episodes that we didn't get to see, because she did tell Allie that she had Mike and Cole, which I thought was kind of interesting, that she's aligned with Mike and Cole. Yeah. But Allie had told her that that Allie is aligned with Ryan, and Rourke and Allie decided to they're going to team up. They want to, Allie wants to join up with the Healers post-merge, and Allie pitches the idea to Ryan. Ryan says, yeah, great, awesome, yep, let's do it. We're going to, and then they say they're going to vote out Chrissy and JP if they have to go to tribal council. Ryan then realizes that he is the swing vote, and basically because his two, oh no, well, at that point he realizes that his two closest allies don't want to work together. Chrissy and Allie. They don't like each other, and it's going to put him in a tough spot. Yeah. I don't really understand necessarily why Chrissy and Allie don't want to work together. I think Chrissy has a tough time working with a lot of people. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with her later in the game, but Maximus' mom says, Dr. Mike for the win. I hope they don't tell Cole I'm so worried. And you are talking about at Yawa Beach when Jessica and Mike go idol hunting at the well, and Mike finds his idol. I was really excited for Dr. Mike. Super, super excited for Dr. Mike. Because Dr. Mike is a fan, and I think that he'll hopefully be smart with it. I don't know. We'll see. But I was happy for him. I hope that we get more about him. But yeah, Mike says that he's okay with Jessica knowing about it. But he does say, but ultimately it is my idol. So do you guys think that Jessica's going to tell Cole about it? Or is Mike going to tell Cole about it? I'm kind of torn. Max's mom says, I hope not. Sleepless Mind says, I hope not. Jan Solo says, doubt it. Seeing a lot of I hope nots. Yeah. Annie says Jessica will probably spill the beans. See, I don't think that Jessica will, because I think Jessica knows how much it hurt her for Cole to tell her secret to other people. And because this is Mike's idol, I think she's not going to want to tell anybody else. It will be his to tell if he wants. And I think that she is aware enough, I hope. And she seems to be aware, like smart enough to know that at this point. Because I mean, she was also smart enough to not tell Cole how much it hurt for him to go and tell everybody else that. So I think that she's aware enough to keep that to herself and Mike. Now, if Mike tells Cole, that's going to be his own thing, but we'll see. But yeah, go Dr. Mike. So then we go on to Immunity Challenge. This was another repeat Immunity Challenge. I think they did this one in Millennials versus Gen X as well. But that's all right, because it was still a good challenge. We're not there yet, Max's mom. We're not there yet. And so at first, with the immunity challenge, Levu, the Blue Tribe, gets off to a rough start, and I was like, okay. So the reward challenge was just a fluke. But they end up taking the lead when it gets to the balance beams, and they just all power right across the balance beams and make it look super easy. And the thing that ended up, there were two things that made Soko lose this challenge. It wasn't just Chrissy, I'll be honest. Granted, Chrissy was a part of it, but their strategy, I think, was wrong. For carrying the bags across the balance beam, they made JP carry all three of the bags. Granted, they're all like skinny things, but I would imagine that like one of them had to have been able to carry one of those bags. I don't understand why, like, JP had to take 3 separate trips across the balance beam, and that's what took them so long to even get past that part. I don't even know. I mean, they were at a disadvantage, but yeah, Christina C says it's a tough game. If you can't handle it, don't sign up. Yeah, pretty much. Because yeah, I mean Allie probably could have carried a bag, I would imagine, and Rourke or Chrissy probably could have as well. So I don't know. But yes, with opening the bags of rice, a couple of things. Yes, Joe absolutely was going at it insane. It was scary to watch. Annie says, I thought he was going to cut his hand. Yes, I was a little worried that he was going to injure himself. But yeah, and then also who else was going at it really crazy as well? Was JP? Did JP open it for the yellow team? Oh no, Cowboy. When Cowboy went up, yeah, he was like stabbing it. His people. Yeah, Ben. You didn't. I don't know. But I was really like, when they were just the rice just everywhere. These people are hungry. Like, every time they do this challenge with the rice, if I was like just watching the second part, I would just be like trying to shove some rice like in my pocket. Like, that's so much rice that just gets thrown away. It's food just wasted. Max's mom says, I'm aligning with Amy on Survivor. Yeah. Annie says it's total waste of rice. Yes, absolutely. Like, you got to be smart with these things. I don't understand. But yeah. But you know, regardless. So with the actual challenge, back in the challenge, Chrissy can't balance. She's got a lot of excuses for it. Soko loses. They're going to tribal council. Woohoo! Yeah, she blamed her sneakers. She also said she didn't have enough balance beam at one point when there was like 3 feet of balance beam behind her. Jan Solo asked, do either tribe have rice back at camp? I don't know, to be honest. They would have had to have taken it off the boat originally, I think, if they did. I don't know if they gave them any rice this season. But Annie says, Chrissy should have just said, I need one of you to take my place. Yeah. It was kind of like the opposite of it's like the opposite of with oh no, Christina C does have a good point. Rourke did ask her if she wanted her to try, because they did show that, and yeah, yeah, Rourke offered to try, and Chrissy kept going. I don't, but apparently that's not what Chrissy believed happened. Chrissy said that she was asking and nobody would help her, or nobody would switch. I don't know. It's possible that she may have, that there may have been times where she was asking and nobody offered. And then we just saw the one time where Rourke did ask, because the challenges are a lot longer than what we actually see. So I'm trying to rein in my pitchforkness of it, but I don't know. But yes, it wasn't just the fact that Chrissy was losing her balance. I don't think there was really any way they could have won that anyway. Just from the fact of how late of a start they got to even start the ball part anyway. But yeah, so Yawo wins, the red tribe wins, blue tribe, Levu comes in second, and Soko Yellow is going to tribal. Really, Sammy? I wish you had said that earlier. I can't do anything now, I'm sorry. Okay. But back at Soko Beach. Okay. Let's see. Back at Soko Beach, Chrissy says that she doesn't feel safe. But she does say, if I'm gonna play, I'm gonna play big. And she, so she takes Rourke aside, and it's the first time that, Chrissy and Rourke ever talk game. Now, if you happen to be watching this right now and ever go play Survivor, and someone comes up with a plan to you for, is proposing an alliance or anything, and it's just the two of you, and they say, does that sound good? Don't ever respond with, I personally don't have an objection. Like, you might as well just say, I don't really trust you. So I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no either. So this is just what I'm going to say. So you'll keep talking to me. Like, it was blatantly obvious that Rourke and Chrissy just don't get along with each other. They don't trust each other. It was terrible conversation for both of them. And yeah. Rod Carson says, nod and smile. Yes. Go, mm-hmm. Yeah, Annie says, wouldn't agreeing be better? Then you could be on their side, possibly. Yeah, it is. Generally, what you would want to do is just say yes. it doesn't, because then it's not your idea. You're just saying yes. Agree with it. And then if you don't like the idea, go spoil the plan. Just say yes. But yeah, it was bad response, and it immediately put Chrissy's response, or put Chrissy's antenna up, and she was like, nope, this is terrible. So Chrissy decides, all right. After that, she goes to talk to JP, and this just kind of helped is making me decide that JP is an idiot. Sorry. His whole lines from this whole the whole episode, everything he had input on was just absolutely, there was nothing good at all. But yeah, when Chrissy tells JP that Rourke wants to do an alliance, or an all-girls alliance, like, before she mentioned that, he was like, well, she's strong in challenges. And then he was like, oh no, she's got to go. Like, just without anything. Destinies brings up a good point, says JP didn't even cross-reference with Rourke about the girls' alliance. Just absolutely just, okay, sure. Yep. She's got to go. Not a problem. Zach says JP just goes along with what everyone else wants. No self-thought. And he says, JP says, I like Rourke. As soon as Chrissy says Rourke wants an all-girls alliance, he says she needs to go. Exactly. He's going to be one of those people where whatever the last person tells him to do is going to be what he does. And Jan Solo says, wasn't the all-girls alliance Chrissy's idea? Yes, it was. And so I really wish that somebody had asked Rourke about it, because she probably could have, I honestly, I don't know if she necessarily could have saved herself, but it would have maybe made things a little bit more interesting. But yes, it was never even mentioned, and it was like Chrissy's whole big, this is what I'm going to use to get Rourke out, and nobody mentioned it again after that. So I was just shocked that it was just never brought up again. Yeah, Zach says, I really wanted it to be brought up at Tribal Council. I agree. It probably was. It probably was brought up at Tribal Council, because Tribal Council is actually like 3-4 hours long usually. They just edit it way down. So they talk about a lot of stuff, and we don't see it all. Yeah. And I completely missed it. I don't even know where I missed it, but I missed it. Yes, Christina. Yes, it is. It is that long. They keep going till they get whatever they want from. They have stories that they need to fill out. So I don't know where I missed it in the episode, but we do need to talk about, before we get to Tribal Council, Cole's eating habits. OMG. Because Maximus' mom really wants to talk about it. And it was disgusting. Cole was the hot guy going into the season, and he is just like tanking for me. Sorry, Cole. Nope. I can't. Well, between him being not being able to keep a secret, that's dumb. I can kind of deal with like hot and dumb. That's okay. But then when you start not being able to keep things to yourself, okay. And then the eating, he's just like slurping and using the, oh, no, gosh. Nope. He was using the spoon that everybody else was using. And the gag, Annie says, I was gagging at his eating habits segment. So gross, stirring with the same fork that he just ate off of. Granted, I mean, it is Survivor. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's not going to be the most clean place, but you don't need to be like the thing that he was, like scratching yourself with the spoon and then eating with it. Like, just, no. And he dipped his finger in the jars. Like, you don't have soap out there, so this is got just... Nope. Nope. Gross. Yeah. Diane says, yeah, Cole took it to the extreme. I agree. I think he's doing a real good job of he's just losing people. Just losing people left and right. I don't know. But he's Devin has taken over hot guy spot at this point. Hey, Devin. All right. And then Virgo says he's going to be gone soon. I do agree. So now, I'm going to jump back over to Soko Beach before Tribal Council real quick, because one thing that Ryan had said in a confessional is he said, Allie only played the game with one person, and that person is me. Whoever I go with, there is going to be one person that hates me. So he's talking about himself being the swing vote and whether he goes with Rourke or with voting out Rourke or Chrissy. Now, it's not true though. It's not true, because if he went with voted out Rourke, then Allie would be pissed at him, obviously. If he voted out Chrissy's gone. Chrissy's on pre-merge trip. Chrissy's not on the jury. Why does it matter if she's pissed off at him? I think that the only reason that he wanted to keep Chrissy around, and I don't know why he didn't explain it, why they didn't talk about it, really. I think the only reason, and it seems like a stupid reason, is because she has that advantage, and Destiny is exactly saying it. Destiny says, I think Ryan feels like Chrissy owes him a favor. However, but by not cluing in Allie on the vote, you are essentially turning your back on the one person that would have, like, that has been playing with you since day one, for somebody who you don't really know. This is your first tribal council together. And okay, I think this person is gonna work well with me together. Like, it just didn't really, it doesn't make sense to me. And a lot of people are like, I made a tweet, or I did a tweet, and it got quite a bit of response, actually. And I've had people that said, people said that Ryan now has JP through Chrissy, and that Allie will come back after Ryan cools down. But I don't really necessarily know that, per se. I just, yeah, I think that I don't think Ellie is going to, even if she comes back, she's not going to trust him as much. Christina C says, yes, still trust broken a little. She may suck it up and work with him for now, but I think come the merge, I think she's jumping ship real quick. And other people are saying, well, the reason that he did it is to get rid of one of the majority of the healers. Well, yes, and I can see that. That is okay, you know. That is definitely a thing, but why is that necessarily, like, why is that necessarily your responsibility? I mean, I'll be honest. Allie's plan to, Rourke is sitting there saying, I already have a tie-in with 2 other people. That's half of the majority then. So you hitch up with us, we have 7. If it's the healers plus Allie, all right, we can bring in Ryan. We got 8. Like, not at that point, okay, sure. But merge time people are not, I don't think that they're going to, I don't think in any world would they have ever stuck healers, heroes, hustlers. And Ryan himself probably knows that because of the fact that him and Chrissy had been talking, and Allie and Rourke were talking just on their own thing. So obviously people are gonna be jumping ship. Max's mom says, what if Chrissy is Ryan's mom? Yeah. I thought that I don't know if we'll maybe see a little bit more of his thought process on it. I guess I just, I was a little baffled. I was blindsided myself. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say I was blindsided. The editing of the show, I just didn't understand his logic for it. But at Tribal Council, yeah, Chrissy and Rourke hate each other. They don't get along. That was still obvious. And we get to see that JP still is... He bought into Chrissy's Girls Alliance thing. Like, his one line from it was, when he was talking about, yeah, there's, the 3 girls, they could be voting together. That makes me worried, or something like that. And I was just like, you really believe that, don't you? JP, he can go. And yeah. And so a vote of 3-2, Rourke is voted out. And one more superfan bites the dust. Goodbye. Diane says, JP is like watching paint dry. Yeah. It was her very first tribal. Zach says they did a reverse edit. I thought for a second Chrissy would go with the criticism she received. The only reason that I thought that maybe she would go is because of the way that the votes were being read out. I'll be honest. Because normally, if there's 5 people, and it's going to be 3-2, whoever's name is read out first is the person who's going. So that was the only reason where I was like, maybe. But no, usually it's not usually obvious at Tribal Council who is going to go. They try to fake you out a little bit. When it is obvious, that's usually when it's like, usually it is obvious, or when it is obvious who's going at Tribal, that's more of a blindside than anything, especially these days. So, let's see. And then I have to say, I was kind of happy that Rourke didn't take the blind side too badly. She was she was pretty okay with it. She said, I'm not going to blame the swap for getting voted out. It is what it is. So, yeah. And then next week, we're going to see some fireworks with Allie versus Ryan. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait. Next week's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, and Cole passes out next week. So that's going to be, there's going to be some action. Max's mom says, Rourke was a blend and won't be remembered in 3 weeks. Yeah. Destiny's asks, so who is your current winner pick now? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see, who is my winner pick now? I would have to say, at this point, no, you don't want me. Yeah, I was gonna say, see, I should like reverse this. I should reverse this so that we can curse somebody, because apparently I have a curse. No, I'll be honest. I don't think she's gonna win, but I really do like Allie. I really do like Allie a lot. But the fact that she was blindsided tonight, I don't think it's good for her at all. Yeah. Yeah, Zach, you were in Team Rourke as well. So, but yeah, I think that people who have a good chance of winning at this point, there's a couple that have a good chance. I think that Ben might. Yeah, I was gonna say Ben. Jessica. Yeah, I would say Ryan. I'm a little worried for him. And then also, I would actually, it's going to sound a little crazy, but I would give an outside shot to Lauren. As crazy as that is, I could see her getting pretty far. I love Dr. Mike, but he needs to be seen a lot more on the show. We don't really know much about Dr. Mike on the show. The reason I love Dr. Mike is because of all of his preseason stuff. Yeah, Annie says, OMG, I was thinking Lauren, but I thought you guys would think I'm nuts. Yeah. I think there is a way. We'll see. There's a lot of game left to be played. There's also, I still think people seem to think that the merge is going to be at 12. I don't know if that's confirmed. We'll see. I don't think it's confirmed yet that it's going to merge at 12. But if that is the case, then that would mean that there's only one more elimination. And then the merge after that. It's possible. Anything's possible. Lisa D. Ginger Snap says, Amy, you're YRR family. It's a given you're nuts too. Yes, this is true. I also was going to say, is this like, oh no, there was a twist this week because Mike found his idol. I was going to say, is this the first episode when we didn't have a twist? But no, Mike found his idol. So yeah, the twists just keep on coming. So yeah, I think that is about it for this episode. I'm going to be interested to see what happens coming up with the whole Jessica Cole situation. I don't think Cole is going to get medevaced. I think that he probably just is dehydrated with the fainting, but you know, they got to pull at your heartstrings. And I would think if he was getting medevaced, they wouldn't, I don't think they would necessarily tease it already. unless it was something super serious. They just want to make you tune in. And I'm also really excited to see Allie blowing up at Ryan, because I want to hear how Ryan explains it. Yeah. Christina C says, do you think Ashley and JP will work together once they merge? I think probably. If JP is there. I think there's a real good chance that Soko goes back to Tribal next week, I'll be honest. Because they're left with Ryan, JP, Chrissy, and Allie. That's not a real strong tribe for the team challenges. So it's real possible that JP could be voted out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Zach says, will Ryan be able to take the heat, or will he crumble under Allie's pressure? I think he'll be able to take the heat. I think, yeah. We see Allie crying, but I think that they'll, yeah, I don't think he's gonna crumble. He's yeah. I don't think it's, I think he'll be all right. Yeah, I'm not too worried about him. I think he'll be okay. I think Allie will be okay even without Ryan. As long as she doesn't get voted out. She can't get voted out. Yeah. No, we can't lose Allie. I like Allie. So, any other last minute thoughts or feelings? Talbert's mom says, Ryan really goofed up because next week they don't have a strong enough team to survive another tough competition. I agree. That's why I think they have a real good shot of going back to Tribal next week. Max's mom says, anyone wearing a turtleneck on a beach cannot lose. Except they did lose. I mean, he did definitely lose. He's lost a couple challenges, so unless you just mean the game in general. But I thought you were rooting for Dr. Mike, so in that case, Christina C says, I like Ryan, but if he has to choose between Chrissy and Allie. Oh, yeah, if he has to choose between Chrissy and Allie, at that point, I don't know which one he would choose. Depends on how that fight next week ends. I thought he would side with Allie this week. Yeah, he's kind of already made the choice. Della says, not watching Survivor, but working right now and had to come in and see your beautiful face. Miss you, YRR family. Oh, we miss you too, Della. I'm glad you could stop in. And yeah, it's good to see you. You should stop in more often. But yeah, on that note, I guess that's going to about wrap it up because it is Thursday. I've got lots of other stuff that I should go and do. And so and get this up on the website for everybody else to go and watch it as well. But thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with me to go over the episode. But I hope you all have a good night. Next week we'll do it all again. Sorry. But I hope you all have a good night, and thank you everybody for watching. And again, I am Dancing Amy. You can always follow me on Twitter, and have a good night. Bye everybody.